Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I'm Dr. Sudhanshu Joshi from Doon University, Dehradun. Today we are going to talk on module process management, types of processes and its implication on operations strategy under paper operation management. After completing this module, we should be able to know about process management and its importance in business to increase awareness about various concept of process management. Also, it will help you to understand the various tools which are used for making effective process management. Let us understand the basic definition of process management first. A key aspect of operation management is process management. A process consists of one or more activities or actions that transform input into output. It is essentially the central role of management in process management. Businesses are composed of many interrelated processes. Generally speaking, there are three categories. There are three categories of business processes. First is upper management processes. These are governed. They govern the operations of the entire organization. Example includes organization governance and organization strategy. Operations processes. These are the core processes that may up the value stream. Examples includes purchasing, production or services, marketing and sales. Supporting processes. These supports the core processes. Examples includes accounting, human resources, and information technology. Following figure shows business processes forms a sequence of suppliers and customers. Suppliers act as an input from one to more suppliers. A business organization acts as an intermediary entity, consultation with the departments or individual operations. They serve the final product to the customer. And customer being the third entity enjoys the benefits of the services and the products that the organization has delivered to them. A major process can consist of many sub-processes, each having its own goals that contribute to the goals of the overall process. The business organization and supply chains have many such processes and sub-processes, and they benefit greatly when the management is using a process perspective. Business process management (BPM) activities includes process design, process execution, and process monitoring. Two basic aspects of this for operations and supply chain are managing processes to meet demand and dealing with the process variability. Now let us explore a few concepts and their definitions before we move ahead in the module. First is the process itself, which is one or more actions that transform inputs into outputs. Second definition is process management, which means that planning and monitoring the performance of a business process. The term usually refers to the management of business processes and manufacturing processes. Process management means defining, visualizing, measuring, controlling, reporting, and improving business processes with the goal to meet customer requirement profitability. To meet such customers' requirement, it utilizes knowledge, skills, tools, techniques, and systems. Next definition is of business processes. It refers to the network of activities performed by available resources that transforms inputs into outputs. Process management perspective. Refer to the figure, we can understand that process management requires input in the form of material or in the form of cash. A delivered network of activities by plugging up the resources including labors and capital and generate the output in the form of goods and services. Process management as tool for competitive advantage. Companies begin the processes of organizing operations by setting competitive priorities. They must determine which of the following 8 priorities are to be emphasized as competitive advantage. First, low cost operations. Second, high performance design. Third, consistent quality. Fourth, fast delivery time. Fifth, on time delivery. Sixth, development speed. Seventh, project customization. Eighth, volume flexibility.
Although all eight are observed desired, it is usually not possible for an operation to perform significant better than the competition in more than one or two. Managing process to meet demand. Ideally, the capacity of a process will be such that its output just match demand. Excess capacity is wasteful and costly. Too little capacity means dissatisfied customers and lost revenue. Having the right capacity requires having accurate forecast of demand and the ability to translate forecast into capacity requirements and a process in place capable of meeting expected demands. Process variation. Variation occurs in all business processes. It can be due to variety or variability. For example, random variability is inherent in every process. It is always present. In addition, variation can come as a result of deliberate management choice to offer customers variety. There are four basic sources of variation. The variation of goods or services being offered, the greater the variety of goods and services, the greater the variation in production and service requirements. Structural variation in demand. These variation includes trends and seasonal variation are generally predictable. They are particularly important for capacity planning. Some variation could be random variation. This nature natural variation is present to some extent of in every process as well as in the demand for services and products, and it cannot generalize by influence of the managers. Then we have assignable variation. These variations are caused by defective inputs, incorrect work model or methods, out of adjustment equipments, and so on. This type of variation can be reduced or eliminated by analysis, corrective action. Variation can be disrupted or disruptive to operations and supply chain processes, interfering with optimal functionality. Variation results in additional cost, delays and shortage, poor quality and insufficient work systems. Poor quality and product shortage or service delays can lead to dissatisfied customers and can demand an organization's reputation and image. It is not surprising then the ability to deal with the variation or variability is absolutely necessary for managers.
Decisions in process management. The 5 key decisions in process management are process choice, vertical integration, resource flexibility, customer involvement, capital intensity. Process choices. The first step in process management is process choice. Manufacturing and service operations can be characterized as one of the following: project process, job shop, batch flow, line flow, continuous flow.
The project process lies at high customization, low volume, end of the project choice content. Examples of project process are building a shopping center, planning a major event, constructing a new hospital, doing management consulting work, or developing a new technology or project. Once a project is completed, It can be characterized by a high degree of job customization, scope of the project, and the release of the substantial resources. Different projects have different sequence of operations and the process as per their requirement. In manufacturing and service sector, the process must be customer specific. Firms with the project processes sell themselves on the basis of their capabilities rather than on specific projects or services. Projects are large, complex, and take a long time. There are many interlinked tasks in a project, which requires close coordination. Therefore, firms need to focus on coordination between various interrelated tasks. Project typically makes heavy use of certain skills and resources at present or in particular stages and then have little use of them the rest of the time. A project process is based on a flexible flow strategy. Workflow are redefined with each new project.
Process management, job shop process. Job shop processes is a kind of manufacturing process in which a small batch of variety of customer products are made. Job shops are typical small manufacturing systems that handle job production. Job production means custom or semi-custom manufacturing processes such as small to medium-sized customer orders or batch jobs. Job shops typically move on to different jobs, possibly with different customers. When each job is completed, and job shop machines are aggregated in shops by nature of skills and technological processes, therefore may contain different machines. Job shop processes is basically a manufacturing process which produces piece goods in small batches. A job shop is a flexible operation that has several activities through which work can pass. In a job shop, it is not necessary for all activities to be performed on all products, and the sequence may be different for different products. To illustrate the concept of a job shop, consider the case of a machine shop. In a machine shop, a variety of equipment such as drill press, ledges, milling machines is arranged in a station. Work is passed only to those machines required by it and in the sequence required by it. This is a very flexible arrangement and that can be used for wide variety of products. A job shop uses general purpose equipments and relies on knowledge of workers to produce a wide variety of products. Volume is adjusted by adding or removing labors as needed. Job shops are low in efficiency but high in flexibility. Rather than selling specific products, a job shop often sells its capabilities. A job shop process creates the flexibility needed to produce a variety of products or services in significant quantities. Customization is relatively high and the volume for any one product or service is low. The workforce and the equipments are flexible and handle various tasks.
Batch flow process. A batch process is similar to a job shop, except that the sequence of activities tends to be in a line and is less flexible. In a batch process, dominant flows can be identified. The activity, while in line, are disconnected from one product to another. It means a batch process executes different productions run into for different products. As its name indicates, products are produced in batches. Batch production is most common in bakeries and in the manufacturing of sports shoes, pharmaceutical ingredients, water purifiers, ink and paint industry, etc. A batch flow process different from job processes with the respect of volume, variety and quantity. The primary difference is that volumes are higher because the same or similar products or services are provided repeatedly. The disadvantage of setup time requirement to change from one product to another product is there, but the advantage is that some flexibility in product mix can be achieved. Now let us understand line flow processes. A line flow process lies between batches and continuous processes. Volumes are high, products and services are standardized, while allows resources to be organized around a product or a service. Products created by a line process, including automobiles, appliances, personal computers, and toys. Services based on a line process are fast food restaurants and cafeterias. Material move linearly from one operation to next according to a fixed structure or sequence, with little invention in inventory hold between operations. Each operation perform the same process over with a little variability in products or service provided. Production orders are not directly linked to customer orders, as in the case with the project and job processes. Manufacturing with the line flow processes often follow a make to stock strategy, with standard products help in inventory so that they are ready when a customer places an order. This use of a line flow process is sometimes called mass production. There is a possibility of product variety in line flows process by careful control of addition of standard option to the main product or service. The speed of production may be either machine oriented or worker oriented.
Continuous flow process. A continuous flow process has fixed pace and fixed sequence of activities rather than being processed in discrete steps. The product is processed in a continuous flow. The quantity of the products is measured in weight or volume. In a continuous flow process, the requirement of direct labor content and associated skill is low, but the skill level requirement to oversee the sophisticated equipment in the process may be high. Petroleum refineries and sugar processing facilities use a continuous flow process. Firms with such facilities are also referred to as the process industry. A continuous process is extreme end of high volume, standardized production with rigid line flows and tightened linked process segments. We can summarize various characteristics of continuous flow as follows. Flow continuous, flexibility very low, product 1, capital investment very high, variable cost very low, labor content and skill very low, volume very high. Structure of a process. The structure of above described processes differ in several aspects such as flow, flexibility, number of products. Flow represents ranging from a large number of possible sequences of activities to only one possible sequence. Flexibility. A process is flexible to the extent that process performance and cost is independent of changes in the output. Changes may be changed in production volume or changes in the product mix. Number of products. It means the capacity of a production, a multitude of different products to producing one specific product. Capital investment. It involves investment in equipments. Equipment range starts from low-cost general-purpose equipments to expensive specialized equipments. Variable cost it range from high unit cost to low unit cost. Labor content and skill it range from high labor content with high skill to low labor content and low skill. Volume it ranges from a quantity of 1 to large scale mass production.
Vertical integration. Vertical integration is a strategy that many companies use to gain control over their industry's value chain. This strategy is one of the major considerations when developing corporate level strategy. Vertical integration is a strategy used by companies to gain control over its suppliers or distributors in order to increase the firm's power in the marketplace, reducing transaction costs and secure suppliers or distribution network or channels. All businesses buys at least some inputs to their processes such as professional services, raw materials, or manufacturing parts from other producers. The level of vertical integration is decided by the management after looking at all the activities performed between acquisition of raw material or outside services and delivery of finished products or services. The organization will be more vertical integrated when the organization performs more processes in their supply chain activities. The organization lies on outsourcing on those processes which are not performed by the organization itself. When managers opt for more vertical integration, there is by definition less outsourcing. These decisions are sometimes called make or buy decisions. Make decisions means more integration and a buy decision means more outsourcing. After deciding what to outsource and what to do in-house, management must find ways to coordinate and integrate various processes and suppliers.
Types of vertical integration. There are mainly three types of vertical integration, namely backward integration, forward integration, and balanced integration. Backward vertical integration. Backward integration is also known as upstream integration. Backward vertical integration means the company has control over its subsidiaries that provide some of the inputs used in the production of its products. For example, an automobile company may own a tire company, a glass company, and a metal company. If the automobile company has control over all these subsidiaries, it will be known as backward vertical integration. The main reason behind adopting backward integration is to create a stable supply of inputs and ensure the consistently quality in terms of the final product. Forward vertical integration. Forward vertical integration is also known as downstream vertical integration. Forward vertical integration means the company trying to control over its distribution centers, retailers, where its products are sold. Balanced vertical integration. It is another important type of vertical integration. Balanced vertical integration is a combination of both backward vertical integration and forward vertical integration. In balanced vertical integration, the firm tend to create a balance between backward and forward vertical integration. Advantages of vertical integration. A firm can get following advantages through vertical integration. First, more vertical integration can sometimes improve market share and follows a firm to enter foreign market more easily than it could otherwise. Second, it improves the quality of products and the firm achieve more timely delivery of product objectives. Third, it increases saving and lower costs due to eliminated market transaction cost. Disadvantages of vertical integration. Some of the disadvantages of vertical integration are as under. If the company is not capable in managing new activities effectively, then it's result into high cost. Second reason, the ownership of the supply and the distribution channels may lead to lower quality products and reduces efficiency because of the lack of the competition. Resource flexibility. The degree of flexibility requires a company resources, its employees, facilities, and equipment is determined by the choice that management makes after concerning competitive priorities. For example, a new product or service calls for short life cycle or high customization. Employees need to perform a broad range of duties and equipment must be general purpose. This type of flexibility is known as project customization. Second type of flexibility is volume flexibility and refers to as the ability to operate a facility profitably over a wide range of demand volumes. A good example of volume flexibility is a fast food restaurant that is open 24 hours a day. When the managers make decisions regarding resource flexibility, then they must consider the following two factors. First, workforce, and second, equipment. Workforce operation managers must decide whether to have a flexible workforce or not. Members of a flexible workforce are capable of doing many tasks, either at their own workstations or as they move from one workstation to another workstation. However, such flexibility often occur a cost to the firm as it requires greater skills.
Equipments. When a firm products or services has a short life cycle and a degree of customization is high, low production volumes means that a firm should select flexible, inexpensive, and generally purpose equipments. When volumes are low, then the equipment requires low fixed cost and high variable unit cost. On the other hand, higher cost equipments is the best choice when volumes are high and customization is low. Its advantage is low variable unit cost. This efficiency is possible when customization is low because equipments can designate it for a narrow range of products or tasks. Customer involvement is again important. It means that extending to which customers interact with the process. The amount of customers' involvement may range from self-service to deciding the time and the place, and that the service is to be provided. Self-service. Self-service is the process decision of many retailers, particularly when price is a competitive priority. To save money, some customers prefers to do part of the process formerly performed by the manufacturers or dealers.
Product selection. A business that competes on customization frequently allows customers to come up with their own product specifications or even become involved in designing the product. A good example is customer involvement is in customer design and build homes. The customer is heavily involved in the design process and inspects the work in progress at the various time. Time and location. It is another important factor when services can't be provided in the customer's absence. Customers may determine the time and the location. If the service is delivered to the customers by appointment, the decision regarding the location becomes part of the process design. Several issues are involved in the process design regarding time, location, such as customer be served only on the supplier's premises. Will the supplier's employee go to customer's premises, or will the services be provided at the third location? Capital intensity. Capital intensity is the mix of equipment and human skills in the process. The capital intensity is high if the relative cost of equipment is high. As the capabilities of the technology increases and its cost decreases, the manager has a wide range of choices, from operations utility, very little automation, to those requires the task-specific equipments and very little human intervention. Automation. Automation is a system, process or piece of equipment that is self-acting and self-regulating. Although automation is often thought to be necessary to gain competitive advantage, it has both advantages and disadvantages. Thus, the automation decision requires careful examination. One advantage of automation is that adding capital intensity can significantly increase productivity and improve quality. However, disadvantage of capital intensity can be prohibitive investment costs for low volume operations. Types of automation. There are two types of automation: fixed automation, flexible automation. Fixed automation, it is also known as hard automation. A fixed automation is designed to perform a specific high repetitive task. Fixed automation refers to the use of the special purpose equipments to automate a fixed sequence of processing or assembling operations. Flexible automation, it is also known as soft automation. It includes equipment that has been designed to accommodate a variety of product configurations. In flexible automation, the product produced equipment is designed with the capabilities to change the consequences and sequence of operations to accommodate different product configuration.
So, students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. We have learned about batch shops and job shops. A batch shop includes batch processes similar to the job shop, except that sequencing of the activities tends to be in a line and less flexible. Whereas in a job shop, flexibility in terms of operations has several activities through which the work can pass. We have also learned about the process management. We also learned about the project processes. In the process management and effective process management integrate every department into consideration and is a resultant of well planned and monitoring of the whole system so that the business processes gives a better performance and better competitive advantage for business. Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I'm Dr. Sudhanshu Joshi from Doon University, Dehradun. Today we are going to talk on module process management, types of processes and its implication on operations strategy under paper operation management.